In other news tonight, the election fever for 2016 is expected to start heating up in the year about to begin. The full story from Freddie Abando.
2015 is expected to heat up on the political front with only 16 months before the 2016 presidential polls. The first quarter of the year will shape the course of the campaign.
There are many things that are still developing or will be decided in 2015 that have a bearing on the 2016 election. The Supreme Court decision on the DAP, for example, the trial of the 3 senators, the investigation of Vice President Binay. This would sort of be clearer by the first quarter of 2015. And this will have an impact on the decision of some of the presidential and vice presidential candidates on whether they're going to go all out or they're going to wait a little bit more before deciding whether they're going to run.
Vice President Georgia Marbinay leads the pack of contenders, but his fortunes will depend on the outcome of the Senate's inquiry of alleged corruption in connection with several projects during his tenure as Makati City Mayor. There could be more revelations which could degrade his presidential ambitions. Binay's partisans are confident he will overcome these trials.
If the investigations of the Vice President starts bringing down his support much further, that will embolden some of the other presidential candidates that they can get a go for it.
Nakikita lang kay Vice President Binay pag-asa. And so I agree with the 37% of our people saying Vice President Binay is the hope of the greater majority of our people.
Although Local Government Secretary Marroas is slowly and steadily gaining ground in the recent SWS survey, it's still uncertain if the trend will continue. The good news, he has the full support of the Liberal Party and the possible endorsement of the President. However, political analysts are divided on whether the endorsement will be a plus for Rojas, but close allies are confident it will provide a boost for Rojas to improve his chances of winning in 2016.
Endorsement of the incumbent president is often overrated. Because remember, in all previous political exercises, only one candidate endorsed by the incumbent president won as president, and that is Fidel Ramos. So, for the magic of the incumbent president to work, you must have a strong candidate, basically. The candidate on his own merits must be very strong. And the endorsement of the president becomes an added bonus to winning the presidency.
His candidacy still has many upsides. You know, he has not declared himself a candidate. That normally brings you up. He has not been endorsed by the president. You know, that normally boosts your candidacy. He has not gone down actively selling himself. You know, so I mean, he has not even started yet. And he has numbers that are already quite competitive. So, but you know, Philippine presidential elections are not very predictable. Incumbent administration that does well will go into an election with an advantage that it's something that it naturally gains, and it's you don't even have to plan for it. If you do well, people will appreciate it, and they will say, well, you know, those reforms have to continue.
Senator Grace Poe has emerged as a strong contender. Second in the latest SWS survey, Poe will be a tough opponent if she decides to take the challenge and win the presidency which her late father, Fernando Poe Jr., lost in 2004. Poe is also being eyed as the running mate for either Rojas or Binay.
You know, leaders are often measured by the hard decisions they make, not for themselves, but for the country. So in that case, if she feels that the country really demands a choice or demands a new leadership, I think she will have to go for the presidency.
Other contenders are Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago and Davao City Mayor Rodrigo Duterte. The key for the candidates to win is the strength of its party and its alliances. For now, the Liberal Party are solid. The Nationalist People's Coalition has been a formidable ally. So is the Nationalista Party and the National Unity Party.
The race will be very clear around the middle of next year, once the political developments resolve themselves.
For the People's Television Network, this is Freddie Abando reporting.